All right, good evening, everyone. So we will be tying clean camera. We haven't, I haven't done it in a while. It's one of my favorite ones to tie. I haven't had much luck with it, except for the last time I was at Bennett with Lee and Roger. I actually got to use that a few times and was actually catching more on top than I think I was underneath. So it was a good day. We were thinking about Amy. It's like missed a good day of topwater stuff, which normally I don't even fish for, but you're having such a blast. And even Lee got to keep a nice little souvenir of a foam beetle that absolutely got destroyed. It bent the hook and ripped up the foam. So they were hitting it hard too. So figured I would do that. I haven't tied it in a while, but normally I haven't had much luck with it. I just like the way it looks, but on that day I was catching with it. So it was kind of fun. So if you saw the email, I sent you a couple pictures of clean cameras. The red, white, and blue one looked really cool. That's why I kind of sent that. I thought that was a neat little patriotic one. The other ones were the ones that I ended up tying for the 2019 or 2021 competition. So I've got that on the device right now. I'll show you that and then we'll start. I'm just gonna spotlight for everyone on me. And then I'm gonna go to, I think it's this one. There it is. So that's the one that I tied for the competition. That's actually one of them I took a photo of, and I will try to do again for tonight. So I'll show you a couple. The cool thing I like, just before I even I'll leave this up there. Most people know I like fishing nymphs under an indicator. And basically what this fly pattern is, you're pretending your nymph is actually grown up and it's on its way to become a flying insect. So any nymph pattern that you really like, you could actually turn it into a clean camera. This, you know, if I took all this off right there and just kind of left that, you could see it would be a nice nymph. So if there's any nymph pattern you like, you could actually turn it into a clean camera dry fly. And basically you're just kind of showing off that it's rising to the top and ready to take flight, and hoping that you'll get a trout to rise on it, or bluegill love these things as much. So again, that's the basic behind it. This is one of the first flies that I really saw that I liked, and so I spent a lot of time on that. So I will start with that. So I'm going to jump to the other camera real quick so I could show you. Is it this one? Yes. So this is the hooks that I will use. This Fastna clay camera hook, size 12, and it's barbless. I do like the barbless. As long as you keep pressure on the fish, it's not going to throw your fly, and then it allows for a quick, easy release if you're not going to keep the fish. So this is what I will put on the vise now. And hopefully that's clear enough for everyone to see.
That's your new camera?
That's my new camera. How's it look?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Cool. That's what I like to hear. So I'm going to start with the thread base. But again, I'm going to try to, I think I've decided I'm going to try to make this one look like a yellow Sally. So I'm going to have a red hot spot at the back and then use some yellow. So I know that's done well for us. So I'm going to see if I can turn it into a clean camera. So I am just going to put a thread wrap down.
Well, that's some flat thread.
It's kind of neat too. It's, you could actually see, you know, with this camera, I could spin it, tighten it up. But you do want to try to flatten it out a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to a nice tapered.
Is there any benefit to putting a hot spot on the bottom and near the head?
You can, you know what, and I'll even try to do that. So there's my top one, or my bottom one. And I'm gonna wrap this to the front. I'm just gonna build up a hot spot up front. Oops. Don't lose. Actually, I'm gonna use my whip finisher since that's too easy there. I almost lost it there.
The clarity of of your picture is just amazing.
Cool. I think I have the box somewhere, but it was a little pricey, but I was given some gift cards, so I used that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to put some segment at the bottom. So I'm just going to throw in some black, but then hold it off to the side. I'll just let that hang. I should be showing you what I'm using too. So unithread, let me see. Show you the thread that I'm going to use now. Oops. This one. Yep. So I'm doing light Cahill. What is this? 6/0. So just like I said, I was going to use Sally and going with the tan now. So
How come you don't have 10 levels of crap on the top of your table there?
oh, because it's all off on the other side of the view. That's why. You don't want to see.
I haven't seen the top of my table in years.
Yeah, no, mine is pretty bad. Again, you could just do thread reps like I'm doing. But if you want to speed it up, like I said, you know, this is a fun fly because you could choose whatever you want. This is up to your imagination. And if you wanted, you could even use, you know, dubbings. You know, I've got some dubbings back here. I could change the view again. These are kind of nice dubbings, and even, you know, this light yellow would work good. So if you didn't want to use just the thread, you could actually put some dubbing on it, but I think I'm going to stick with just the thread for now. I can take just a little bit to cover up some of that dark thread.
That might be a nice fly to tie up in Christmas colors.
Yeah, and I don't know if you
That's a
saw
good
my
idea.
yeah, that would be, because I will add some green to this, because I'm going to use a little bit of dubbing towards the top. So I think I'll call that kind of good for now.
What size hook is that?
Size 12,
Okay.
and it's probably the biggest I would use on this. But I'm just going to whip finish this. If I want to come back to that, I can.
And Mick, talking about cameras, I just got my second Makas today, so. I
Did
now
you?
have- Yeah, I've got two now. I'm not sure. One I'm gonna leave here at the house, the one I'll take with me when I'm doing hybrid classes outside.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I love this camera. When I did the time for Mayfly, they had it and they really liked it. So, all right, so I'm just gonna put a couple wraps at the bottom. And I'm just gonna kind of give it a little segmentation look to it. Yeah, it looks good. So again, this is just kind of fun to do. Show you a couple more different materials real quick. See, this is the other side that you're not seeing, all that. So the post is what I will be putting in next. So I know it's kind of bright. I don't know if that's too, okay. That's good. So I could do the orange, the pear post, and what I do like about this, it's kind of hard to see right there, but it is already watershed treated. So they already put the permanent watershed on it, so you're good to go. Comes in white, comes in several different, so you could use these, or as you know, I've got the Bonnie cord as well. You can get, these are not too bad price. These are $2.75 a piece, or you could get a lifetime supply for $14.
Who's the manufacturer of that?
Hairline dubbing.
Okay, thanks.
So it's only $2.75 right there. So not a bad price. And the amount you get back there, I can't even imagine how many posts you could get out of there. And so you could even add the white and orange together to kind of have a little mix if you want. So I'm going to use the Bonnie cord because I do have some of that available right here. So let me swap my camera back and we'll get there. So I'm going to take this little section of the Bonnie cord, and I'm just going to put that up on top. And if I would say the main thing that if I could say anything now, you could see I'm giving myself plenty of space up there by the eye. With this fly, it's too easy to crowd the fly or the hook eye. And after that, you are not going to be able to tie tip it onto that. So be very careful. Give yourself 2 to 3 eye legs for sure. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I could show you 2 different ways to do the post. If you turn your fly sideways, it's a little bit easier.
You're gonna have to point the camera down just a little bit.
Yep, thank you. I didn't see that I missed out on it.
Good. Oh,
There we go. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to hold your pear post sideways and tie in. This can be a little bit difficult for sure. So get the hang of it. The other thing you could do if you wanted, you could use a little dab of your UV cement and give it a little twist and place it right here, and you could UV that post. Makes it a little bit easier for you.
Just shine my light from here, it should work.
Yeah. If anyone's seen Lee's light, that is the brightest UV light I have ever seen. So yeah, if you wanted to, You can use right there, the solar, your UV light, and you could use your bodkin and just put a little bit, you would twist your parapost like that. If I wanted to do it up on top, you just put it in right here, use your UV, and then it makes your post a lot easier to put together. So again, if you wanted to try that, there's little tricks to this. So the next thing I'm going to put on is my hackle. So let me bring this back. So here's a hairline, just a frizzle saddle. These do get a little pricey. This one was 30, but you do get enough to do many flies. I bought one saddle when I first started in 2019, and this is now the second pack I had to do. So a little pricey, but it goes a long way. So I'm going to use this as my hackle. And I'm going to tie that in, hopefully. There, you can kind of see it this way. So what I want to do is preen it up a little bit. Oops. Give myself a nice stem to tie it in. But even if you, one side, take a little bit more than the other, that you can see there, that actually does help it lay in a little bit better. Oh, lost it. Put this on the side again, but I'm gonna have to adjust the camera. Make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I wasn't having the best luck with this in the past, but my benefit turned out really good. So I want to tie up more of these. That was kind of fun. Just adjusting the camera so you can see. Take a little bit of that stem off. All right, you guys said Christmas, so we'll go with some green ice dubbing. Again, I like this color. If you want, you could also use peacock herl. I do like this, but the dubbing seems to hold a little bit better for me. So I'm just going to take a little bit, not a whole lot. Let's put a dubbing looping, a dubbing noodle on. Get that on. That up a little bit. So Terry, there's your Christmas colors. If you like it.
Ho, ho, ho.
So there you go. Now I'm gonna wrap my hackle. To whatever you feel that looks good. There you go, concealed. I'm gonna try to lock that in. Let's hopefully that doesn't spit out on me. Because the hackle just broke.
UV glue on the bottom.
Yeah. Put down on the side. I do like orientating it this way a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna do whip finish. Ooh. I'm gonna. Ooh. I was going the wrong way. It threw me off. Grabbing too much. There we go. That's better.
Pretty,
Yeah.
making me hungry.
Maybe the trout hungry. I'll give that a little haircut now. So you got a little top indicator. So there you go.
Looks good.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Very nice.
So there you go. And there you go, Terry, hot spot. Both. So you got your red here and red near the eye. So 2 hot spots. So yeah. And again, that's the fun thing. Like Terry, I've never even thought about that. And Terry's like, can you do it? It's like, let's find out, you know, and that's the fun thing about tying flies. It's whatever your imagination could do. And again, that's why I like the clink hammer is if there's a nymph that you like, you could turn it into a dry fly by using the clink hammer. So any questions on this? Because we still have plenty of time. All
That
right.
new camera makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. So I'm
It
gonna
does.
keep it there so you could look at a pretty fly. And then I'll kind of go over some of the things that we're doing. So I'm just gonna go over the email real quick. Again, it was Bennett's hot, so if you could get out there, it's a good time to go. Winter MDC, winter trout program is still active. We were talking about bush wildlife. There's lakes 21 and 7 that are catch and release. 3, 22 and 23 are catch and keep. There's a Boathouse Lake in St. Louis, Gendron Lake and St. Anne, Jerry Wabash Lake in Ferguson. That's where Lee and I went fishing. Jefferson Lake, those who were able to make the Hargroves Derby, we were out there. Coneman Park, City of Jennings, O'Fallon Park in St. Louis. Susan is called Carp Lake and Island Lake. Tillis, is that how you pronounce it, Amy? I know you like that place. Union, so Walt, Scott, you got some in your neck of the woods. Walker Lake and Wild Acres Park. So several lakes to get out there if you want to go trout fishing, but don't want to make that 2-hour trip to Merrimack or Bennett. So again, if anyone's going out there, if you want to shoot everyone an email, even if it's a quick trip, you might get a couple fishing partners out there, because we all like to sneak out during the winter when we can. So again, catch and release started at trout parks. They're doing very well. So if you want to head out there, in the email, I showed you there's a little flyer for Jingle Fish, which is Saturday, December 17th. I know Margie Nard 99% sure we're gonna go. So horn goes off at 8, but they will start fishing around 9. At noon, you could gather by the spring. They'll be growing hot dogs and just some fun stuff, all provided by Tri-Lakes Fly Fishers. So go over there, meet people, talk for a while, and then horn will finally go off around 4. But good time to meet different people. And they absolutely said, don't forget your Santa hat. So we'll be in ours. So coming up February, we are going to do a rod build. Go
So
ahead.
that's Dennis Springs, did you say on the 17th?
17th.
Are you guys going?
Yes, Margie and I will be there Saturday
Okay.
for sure. Sunday, I'm not sure. We would like to go 2 days. It just depends if my daughter could dog sit for us. If she can, then we'll be there Saturday, Sunday. If not, it's just going to be a really long Saturday where we'll drive out early and then drive back afterward. But December 17th is almost 99% sure, unless something last minute prevents us, we'll be out there. Check the email if you want more information, or give me a call. We could talk about it. February, we are going to do the rod build. I'm getting our order ready. I plan to get it out in 2 days. I just got to figure out the guides on how many I need of each size, and then we'll get it out there. Amy, I'm not sure, can others use that order form to order rods if they so choose and aren't part of the class? Can they get the same discount? Because to build a rod with the kits they have, I figured it's gonna be like $80, which is not bad if somebody wants to build their own rod. So not sure if we could let others put in an order if they wanted to as well.
Where do we RSVP for this rod building?
I will put out an invite soon on that, but yeah, I think I will have to do it within the next week or two, because I really need to find out how many people are interested in participating, so I know I have enough materials. We will be fine. It's just I want to absolutely limit the class to a certain percent just based on how many rod building kits we have. So, but Lee, Scott, and I know Trevor shows up. You guys are fine, so we'll get you in.
Mick, are you going to be instructing?
Say again?
Are you going to be instructing on the build?
Or Jim, one of us or both of us. Jim was the one who taught me how to do it in 2020, so I'll ask him if he would like to do it again. If not, I'll be one of the instructors, but we'll have a bunch of volunteers there to help out anyway.
Bill Kelly should be a good person to invite into this. He's pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna leave his home though.
Mick, if you're interested, I've been writing or been working on a wiki on rod building for beginners.
Oh, cool.
Up on Teams. I'll go ahead and send you a link to that.
I appreciate that, because especially if it's shows how many guides of you need what. I know it's when I ordered a kit before, I could size them out by looking at size, but when you're ordering them, there's like so many different sizes that I don't know how many you use per, so I got to figure that out.
It really doesn't make any difference, Mick. To be honest with you, I built rods with all the same size, so it really doesn't matter. But if you want to, you can, whatever rod blank you buy, you can go to the manufacturer and they will give you a recommended guide spacing and guide size.
Yeah, that I have. I'm trying to see if I could find my.
Hold on. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. So we have quite a bit of rod blanks and the guides and different things too that maybe Mick, we can maybe go through that before you order, because you might be able to offer out, let folks know what they would be able to build that's already here on hand
Okay.
instead. And then each one does come with kind of a measure point. So 3 inches, 5 inches, you know, and you keep doing the multiples of that. Also on the volunteer corner, there's already pre-done order kits from Mudhole. So you would just go in and drop the quantity in. And then back to the original part, participants are the only ones who are eligible for that. So we don't have any reciprocals with any vendors. Mudhole is the most reliable right now.
Yeah,
As far as time wise, they don't do, you know, you can't call in and say, well, I'm with Project Healing Waters. They won't give you a discount on that. In fact, they'll call.
okay,
But because we're a buyer, right? We buy for
Yeah.
all of our programs. But the pricing on that is not bad at all. I mean, you
Yeah.
can find a rod blank anywhere from $23 all the way up from there. And then the other local for St. Louis is Get Bent. And
yeah,
that's I believe it's straight out of, I want to say Central West End, but it's a rod manufacturer and they have great customer service. It's here local and their rod blank prices are awesome too. But yeah, we can definitely kind of connect because I know in the inventory part of that, we have a lot of blank kits
okay,
ready to go to build before you order anything, which would save you on that part of it. And then
Yeah.
the guides, it's just a matter of saying, oh, it's an 8-weight. And then the sheets are pretty universal from the guide spacing part of it.
Okay.
But we can provide more help on that before you have to do the labor that Jim did every year with the orders.
exactly. So,
Hey,
Yeah,
Amy,
I'm
you
pretty
know-
sure I have standard, whatever, rod and guide spacings somewhere. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I can look that up.
it wasn't so much a spacing, it was actually the snake guides look like they come in different sizes. So I wanted to make sure I was ordering enough of each, but if there's someone has a kit or has like an order form that has all that one-stop shop and all you do is put in how many kits you want, that'll make it.
Hey, Just go to Mudhole, Mick. They've got guide kits. You just need to tell them what length rod you're building.
Okay,
We've already got it done, folks.
Yeah.
It's on the volunteer corner.
yeah, that's what I was,
You don't even, if you want five weights, then you just go in and drop in your quantity and it'll tell you how many guides and that's what you get. And so it's like a pre-made kit on that. But I think again, you don't have to go do a bunch of work. It's right there for the program leads. It's right on the volunteer corner under equipment. And we have a whole folder just about rod building. So
Now you're telling me that after I went out and spent all the time ordering the stuff through ye old fly shop down in Florida, huh?
I'm only a phone call and email away, John, and you email me. So
Yeah, I know.
no, I made an announcement last month on our call. But anyway, so those are some things that are supposed to help from the program side of it. And then I know from St. Louis, we sit a little bit flush on some different kit sizes that are already out there. But I would definitely maybe take a look at that because I believe 3 weights, 4 weights, 5 weights, 6 weights, we've been fortunate. And
Okay.
so there is some stuff already to use. And again, with the snake guide sizes, that stuff we could surely run you down and I can put you in touch with you've got a little bit of expertise here that we can draw on.
cool, thank you.
A little.
Amy, you said there was a place that made rods here in St. Louis?
Get bent.
Yeah, rod blanks. It's called Get Bent.
Get Bent?
Yep, bent, B-E-N-T, go get bent.
Where's it at?
Hold on, I will.
On
find
the
it.
interweb. Well, so yeah, just if you type that in.
I don't want to get on
click-
hey, if I go ahead and say get bent on the internet, you know what I'm gonna catch with?
That's where I was gonna say, don't click on all those other sites too, but it's fly rod building.
It's on
Hey,
Del
guys.
Mar, Walt.
Yeah, it's on
Alright.
Delmar and their website is gbflyshop.com.
Yep. And they're great. And again, that's local. You can go by and see it, but mostly they'll ship to you, which is even better. But they have great customer service. They're actually one of the go-tos if we just get in a jam. They've been able to, they're good.
I'm looking at their website and it almost looks like it's just a normal house. But yeah, it's,
Mostly, and yeah, they don't, it's shipping,
oh,
but you
shipping,
can go
it's
on
good.
there and again, they're rod blank. If it's somebody who just wants to try to figure this out and not go through the program part of it, their pricing on their blanks is great. I don't know how much they've been hit as far as with shipping and things, but right now Baston's about a month delayed. Mudhole, they're keeping up as best they can. And then we did away with Pack Bay. That one just didn't, we couldn't get anything. So, and then you've got Ye Old Fly Shop in Florida. There's several different to go with, but I would really check the volunteer corner because again, how easy is that? We call them a
it's
quick pick
done.
list, just quick pick list. We're doing that for fly tying. We're doing that for kit packaging on, program stuff too. So, try it out with and if not, then if you need a different size than what's there, we have that connection that can make you a form in about 10 minutes.
Yep. No, I'm looking at some of their prices and they're very nice. And if you want to do some very pretty colored rods, they have blues and browns and yellows and whites and greens and blues. So a lot of different, I don't know if that's fiberglass or graphite, but very neat. So
What's the website again?
GB Fly Shop.
GB
Yep, for Get Bent.
Fly Shop.
Have we actually found a place where we can do the rod building this?
No, I'm
Here,
still looking. I want to talk to Ken House. There might be a school near JB that we could use. So that's, I need to get a hold of Ken on that.
Check
So,
your local colleges, Mick, and see if they've got a military veterans service center.
okay,
Those guys will be more than happy to help you out with space.
but yes, we're still looking for a place, but pretty sure we'll find something. When I was talking to Ken, it sounds like he's got that, but we'll look at different locations as well. But this one that he's talking about is near JB, so that should work for us.
You know what, even if we couldn't get the space that we had before for all 4 classes,
Yeah,
if we could get it just for the last class, that way, we know we could get it overnight and let the rod spin. So if we, if say we could find a place for the other classes, but we couldn't do an overnight, you might want to look into just getting one time at the church.
okay.
What about one of the reserves or National Guard places? Would they have a place that we could get it used?
Not sure. But talking to Ken, he says he's pretty sure he's got a place for us. So I just got to get with Ken.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Trying to think of, okay, what else is going on? So
I'll tell you, Mick, if you can always do it the way we're going to be doing it with over the internet with Zoom.
I think we could do it, but I think we want to do in person.
We're going to do it in person, but I've also got 1 or 2 people. In fact, Ed Swanner is going to be joining our class. So he's going to be sitting in on the Zoom class. So,
Okay. So, all right. Again, I'll get more info on that and hopefully a week from today, I'll make sure we have a place set up. So we'll get that. The 11th, we're meeting at Daniel Boone Branch, St. Louis County Library, again at 100 Clarkson Road in Ellisville. We've got the conference room again from 1 to 3, and so we're going to be doing some foam beetles. Choosing that because they did well during at Bennett, and the bluebill like those during the summertime. So they're a fun tie. It'll be a good time, and we'll be doing that on the 11th. In the emails as well, we got John already on, but I have listed all his Thursday meetings coming up. He had his on the 1st, and his next one will be on the 8th and the 15th. So,
Yeah, the 8th is a repeat of what you did last week. Mick.
okay, cool.
Thank you for the idea. We're gonna do knots.
Knots, all right.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to tune in and see how to do it the correct way, then watch it on the 8th. So
Oh, no, I'm using your video to teach with.
you're just gonna play my video over again? All right.
Just do that. Yeah.
Okay, on the 11th, when we do meet up, I will be bringing a lot of the fly tying materials out of our storage. And so make sure you bring a bag. I'll have some bags with us. You are welcome to take as much as you want. There's a ton of it. Because whatever is left over come April, I will be taking it to Bennett with us for when we do our casting competition at the regional level. So I will start offering that up to other programs. Again, even if you can't make it, if you want to meet up at the storage locker, we can. That way you could spend more time to see what we have, if you could use any of the equipment we have. Outside of that, I think that's all I had for news. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Carl, I see you're tying,
Yeah, just piddling.
just piddling around. I see Amy as well.
Yeah, Mick, I think I texted you that I'd got that tying kit stuff to Charles.
Charles, okay. Yeah,
But, you know, for getting him up and going, and some of the other guys that are really new starting may want to think and keeping at least a portion of each segment on it. For these new guys, is covering some real basics, get them started, besides some of the more advanced stuff or whatever. Just really getting down to how the heck you work the vise and
Yeah.
you name the different kinds of bobbins or how to thread them and that sort of thing.
I think maybe we'll do that for next week. Just do a basic fly tying, use the tools, show vices, how to use them, how to adjust them. And really take our time with it and not really focus on any certain type of fly, but just to get used to the tools, their names and how to use them. So that's a good idea. Thanks, Roger. That kind of helped me out instead of trying to figure out another fly. We'll have another tutorial on fly tying tools. And that way, so Scott, Lee, make sure you're ready to tie, because we're gonna watch you as you do it. You're gonna be right along with us. We're gonna be kind of making sure you're getting your schooling on. So
This is gonna be online.
yep, this is gonna be online, but we will also be doing a lot of this on the 11th at the library. So again,
Make you double spotlight people too on Zoom, so that you can actually have new tires tying next to old heads, and so they can kind of watch and see what's going on.
yep, because right now I could even spotlight Carl.
Yeah, see, there you go. And spotlight yourself,
Yep.
and it should be a dual screen.
Yeah, I just don't think my camera is as good as you guys.
There you go.
Oh, you don't have to worry about a camera.
No. Looks good.
So
And I don't know if you can do
how
three.
would you set the camera up? Do you have to be on Zoom to do all this though?
What?
To run a camera?
To run a camera for
Yeah.
when we're at the library?
Yes.
What I did last time, I used this same camera that you're watching right now, and I went and bought one of those projectors. So I just hook up the camera to the projector, and then the projector behind me actually shows what you're seeing. And so that way, whoever's sitting at the tables could actually, we take our time where you know, I'll say, all right, put the hook in the vise, and we usually have our participants sitting right next to our volunteers, and volunteers are there to help put the hook in the vise, and then we start going step by step on how to create the fly. Last time we were there, we did the Christmas tree bug that Jim had created. So this time we're going to do the foam beetle because that's pretty good year round if you're either going for trout or bluegill. It's a fun little pattern to try.
Well, this is at the library, not or as a Zoom meeting. We're not doing this then.
The 11th, it's a Sunday.
Right. I thought you were saying that we're going to be watching us tie in a Zoom meeting.
Yes, and that will be on the 12th then. Again, hopefully we'll have Charles on, because I don't know if Charles is, I don't think he's going to be able to make it on Sunday because he doesn't have a vehicle, and he's out in Illinois. So what we'll probably do is a continuation of that Sunday tie onto Monday, and maybe advance it a little bit, talk a little bit about some of the different UV cures, and let other people come in with little tricks and tools that they may use. So it looks like Carl's doing another clink hammer, and again, as you can see, he used dubbing. It's a fun thing with this fly is use any material you want. If there's any kind of wet fly you like, you could turn it into a clink hammer. If anyone else has time. I think that's all we've got.
Excuse me.
We still have 10 minutes, so I'm still going to talk on some things. Is there
Hey,
anything else?
Hey, Mick.
Sir.
So I don't know if this is worth bringing up now, but back in 2019, when we were talking about doing the 2020 rod building class, Jim had called me and asked me about if I'd ever be interested, because the rod building class is basically for the participants.
Yes.
And asked me if I would maybe, and they hadn't really worked it out that at the time. And of course, we had COVID hit, so it never went any further than that. But you know, I would be open to teaching a class, you know, for volunteers that wanted to, you know, build a rod, something like that, on their own. You know, just as I just throw that out there. You
Do
know,
you want to try to do it like as a Zoom, or we could, you know, use that as one of our meetups, you know, where we try to meet in once a month at our semi-permanent location, and we could actually kind of go over the basics of rod building.
yeah, well, I guess more what my thought was is just teach a class, you know, a 4-week class in building a rod.
Okay.
You know, but do it after you guys get yours done, because I think we've got the equipment for, you know, I mean, I've got some equipment, but I wouldn't have enough. And I could probably teach a class of, you know, 5 or 6 individuals comfortably myself. So
Yeah. No, we can do that.
I mean, just throw that out there if that's something that somebody wanted to do out in the future, you know.
Yeah, for sure, because I know Lee and Scott, once you build your first rod, you'll have the itch to do another. Because I think I built my first rod, and within a month I started my second. So you guys will enjoy it. So,
Well, I got number 15 right here.
very nice. Let me put you on spotlight again.
Let me put it up here. This is a Pac Bay rod. It's a long story on this one. I had ordered this rod. I think I got it from Mudhole. And they had my address messed up. When I put the shipping addresses to here, and they still had my Alabama address. And when I ordered it, I got an email that said my order was delivered. And I'm like, wasn't delivered. So I messaged them and they said, well, it shows delivered in Alabama. And I said, well, it shouldn't be in Alabama, it should be here in Illinois. And anyway, they traced it back and I called the post office and found it, and they had sent it to me. And that time I had told them, and they just sent me another kit. And I called them back and I said, hey, I got 2 rods now. What do you want me to do with it? Send it back. And he said, no, he goes, you're in healing waters. He goes, just build it and donate it. So it's been in my basement for 3 years, because I'd already built my 4-foot or my 4-weight 10-foot 3 rod. And that's what this is. And I'm going to build it, and we can use it for something in the future for, you know, a raffle or something, and or a donation or whatever. I'm just going to give it to the program, and you guys can figure out whatever you want to do with it after that.
For sure, we'll use it. Because even like you said, I tried for the first time. My daughters love fishing with me, but they're not going to try fly fishing just yet. So I actually even built, let me see if I can bring it in, but I actually built the spinning rod for them. So
Nice.
I get them out there, you know, it's the only way I could get them. So if I could still get them to go fishing with me, even if it's a spinning rod that I built with them. So this is a Christmas gift. So if you're trying to get people fishing, you could actually build them gifts.
Well, I've built rods for everybody in the family, and I've already been accused that I'm going to build one for my future grandchild, but I don't know if I need to build a pink one or a blue one.
Yep, that could be your reveal, isn't it? You know, they have those reveal parties. You could.
There you go.
Yeah, but that means I'd have to build 2 of them. Oh,
Or, no, you find out early.
oh, well, we're supposed to find out in a few weeks. So I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, I just figured I'd throw that out there in case there was enough interest in it. You know, we could do a 4-week course where we could meet somewhere, and I could even do it here on Illinois. I know I got places here I could do if there was, you know, I don't know how that is for some other veterans, but or whoever that's close here, but where we could just, you know, or maybe meet over in St. Louis somewhere where we could do it. Maybe we get it figured out on what we want to do. But if the volunteers wanted to build a rod and do that, I'd be willing to, you know, help put that together.
For sure, because even I wanted to build another rod, and I have finally all the materials came in. So I have a 2-piece 3-weight that I want to build. So even got neat, I have it upstairs. I wish I had it. It was actually a hardwood handle that's actually brown, gray, and green. It's really cool looking. So got the real seat and everything, and the wraps or the thread wrap. So I'm ready to go. So I'll wait to put that together when we could do that together. I think that'd be fun. Get together.
Hey, Jim,
He's there.
can
I'm muted.
Muted.
oh, okay. Hey, I just want your opinion on building a rod. Which one's better, a 4 or a 2-piece?
Well, certainly a 4-piece is a lot more portable. I don't know any advantage to having a 2-piece. It used to be that people considered the more pieces that you had, that the less responsive the rod would be. But I think that goes back to when they had like metal ferrules and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These days, I mean, I have a couple of 7-piece rods, and they are just as, you know, they cast really well. So, I mean, if I was gonna build a rod, I'd build a 4-piece just because it's more portable.
Yep.
If there's some reason that you would want to do, there's no disadvantage to, as far as fishing it, there's no disadvantage to one or the other. And I don't think one's going to cast any better than the other. It's just, if there's a reason that you would rather build a 2-piece, go for that. But if you'd rather, if you're concerned about portability, go with the 4-piece.
If I
I
could
don't
just,
think
go
one's
with-
any better than the other. is what
if I
I'm
could just
saying.
get up what Jim is saying, I've been building since 75. And there was a time, and Jim, you may remember this, when you couldn't buy 4-piece rods, they only came in 2.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, and then when they started coming with the 4-piece rods, of course, they're metal ferrules, and you're right, they just didn't cast as well as the 2-piece. But I think today with the new technology and the new materials, I've got some 2-piece and some 4-piece, and I can't tell the difference between them.
Yeah.
That might have stemmed from the old design too, because the old bamboo rods are either 2-piece or 3-piece, and they all had metal ferrules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked that up on Tom Rosenbauer's podcast the other day, so it's not like I'm an intelligent person that knows a lot.
Mick, I
No,
posted,
I mean, yeah, it's true. Like a bamboo rod, they have they still have the metal ferrules. There's no avoiding that.
Mhm.
And obviously in the 2 or 3 inches where you have a ferrule, you're not going to have any flex right there. But like I say, with the new composite rods and stuff like that, that is no longer an issue as far as I'm concerned.
and Mick, I just posted the link to the wiki on the chat, so.
Okay,
Thanks for the input.
You bet.
Hey, Mick,
I have one of those 7-piece and I love it for portability. I mean, the thing's not any bigger than, it's a little bit bigger than a shoebox, but
Is that a
7-piece.
carry-on for you though, Amy?
Oh, no, it is a carry-on, but there's multiple different carry-ons. But yeah, 4-piece, but I do have a 7-piece one. And the only thing it takes you, another minute and a half to put it all together. I mean, it's really not cumbersome on that side. But the 2-piece, one of the things I've run into is a carrying case. So if you have a 2-piece and then you need to find an appropriate carrying case to put those in, you need to buy the longer one. It won't fit. And that's the only thing as far as, again, it's a little bit more cumbersome.
And all my Tenkeras are 7-piece. I mean, I don't see what the biggie is.
Hey, that's where I get the most use out of my 7-piece rod is when I'm fishing Tenkara, because I'll bring the Tenkara rod and I'll carry the 7-piece just in case I feel like I'm not having any luck with a Tenkara rod.
Yeah.
I
Same
very
thing.
seldom get it out, but it's nice to have that backup, and it's so small. I can strap it right to my fishing pack, and there's just no weight to it at all. So
Yeah, the most weight in
Yeah.
those things is the reel.
yes,
Well, and and that was one of the things too, where, and not even from the
Gotta go.
Tenkara side, but it's the carrying
Terry.
side.
Have a
And
good one.
the 7-piece I have is a 4-weight, and I'm curious to see if they make 7-piece and bigger rods, but that's what I'll be exploring this winter.
well, my 2 7-pieces, I got a 5-weight and a 6-weight.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Hey, I
Now
think
I
I've-
just need to figure out where you got them.
Yep.
Or build one.
Cabela's.
Yep.
That's what I've got. I got 2 7-piece blanks, and they're, I think, 6.
There you go. See, I knew I needed a winter project.
there you go.
I'll send you the blank, Amy. I've had it for about 6 years and it's still sitting in my attic.
Probably heat crack.
Oh, well, folks, I'm gonna go. It's chicken dinner night, which
Nice.
is Monday. So I'm gonna head to that. Good to see everybody. Sorry I've missed the last couple weeks,
Don't
and
worry.
hopefully get back on a regular schedule soon.
Yep. All right, I'll let you guys go. Let me hit the stop button and then